I think that's interesting. The idea that maybe the Oilers' third pairing right shot defenseman is not currently an Oiler. And one of the names that popped in there by a few people was Justin Barron out in Montreal. And now at the moment I looked into it and I was like, this actually might make a little bit of sense. Justin Barron's 22, former first-round pick. They got him in the Lehkonen deal. Trade. Yeah, at the deadline. And when you look at Montreal's blue line, they have David Savard playing above him as a righty. They also have, as far as their lefties go, Matheson, Xhekaj, Lane Hudson's probably making the team. Caden Gooley's going to have to play. One of their lefties is probably going to turn over to be a righty. And there was some consideration that David Reinbacher, who is also a righty, would make the team. They have Logan Mailloux in the system as well. They have a lot of young defensemen, and Barron at 22 is maybe trending more towards being a bit of a tweener. He's locked up for this year and a year after at $1.15 million. And the idea that popped into my head was this could end up, I can see a path, maybe, is this the Klim Kostin deal 2.0, where Montreal probably needs to add, I think, some bottom six help. Would you do Raphael Lavoie for Justin Barron? And maybe it's provided they both clear waivers, and then you can start Barron in the American League, play him 20 minutes a night for a month. And the other thing, Mulick said it, and this did throw a wrench in it, and I was going to add this. Reinbacher's out like 6 months now. So that probably kills that dream. But I did look at that, and I went, man, Justin Barron would be an interesting case. And maybe the Reinbacher thing doesn't totally kill it, because, again, you're looking at Montreal as needing, let's just say it's 8 defensemen with their young guys that they want to have. Matheson, Savard, Xhekaj, Hudson. They have Hayden Struble still up in camp. Caden Gooley still there. We're already at 6, not counting Reinbacher, not counting Justin Barron. And then you can look in the minors at a guy like Logan Mailloux, who they might view as closer than other people do. So, like, even without Reinbacher and Barron, they have 7. I don't know. I think Justin Barron's a really interesting one. I know people, Mulick saying it. Some other people on Twitter were saying Bob was talking a lot about Will Borgen. At the Kraken. Right shot, 27-year-old. Couple problems with Borgen. One, I don't think Seattle's waiving him because he's in their top 6. Right now, I think the battle for them is on the left side, 7th D, between Riker Evans and Josh Mahura, the former Panther. And they have some guys in the minors, like Cale Fleury, but not a lot there. What I was getting at, Borgen, $2.7 million. I have a hard time believing he goes on waivers. I think they could probably get something for him as well. And the Oilers would have a tougher time squeezing in that cap. You'd have to do some cap gymnastics. So I like Barron because he's cheap and you can afford him. And I could see the path where Montreal goes, we like Raph Lavoie, French connection guy. We'd play him, maybe even play him with some skill. And Barron's a spare part. Let's do the swap.
Yeah, it adds up. I wonder if that Reinbacher thing does kind of affect it a little bit. But I mean, why would the Oilers say no to that? So just refresh my memory on this and for everyone else. The waiver priority is last season still.
Last year's standings, yeah.
So the Oilers would be, like 6th from the bottom? Or
something like that, yeah.
So it'd have to go through. So it's a long shot. I really just see the option as Stetcher or Brown.
Brown was so bad again the other night.
Yeah, I agree.
He can't skate. His pinches are brutal. His gap control stinks. He can't pass the puck.
I agree.
He doesn't do anything well. And I had another interesting theory floated my way, and it was funny. The person I was texting this with, this is the jump they made as like a dual Jays Oilers fan. But they said that Brown deal was just to kind of show everyone, like, hey, that's our Vinny cover. Like, look, you might be upset we lost Vinny, but we got new Vinny. And then they compared it to the day after the Jays, and it's small potatoes, but the day after the Jays lost Ohtani, they signed IKF.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, hey, we're doing something. And it was like, well, got a guy that's not that good.
Yeah.
Not that Vinny is at all Ohtani, obviously. Brown should have gotten in that guy's face instead of Perry. Yeah, he was late to the scrum. Couldn't get there fast enough.
Yeah.
I digress.
I just don't know what they even want Brown to be. Well, I know what they want Brown to be, but I'm not sure why they wanted that.
Yeah.
For that much. Again, like that $1 million could have just gone the Holloway.
It's frustrating. The process frustrates me.
They made some bad decisions. I was actually surprised.
Like Frank when we had him on.
It was like, well, it was almost like it was Arvidsson and Skinner or Yaremchuk and Paris, I don't think those are the same.
Yeah, no, like you could have had your cake and eaten it too. You could have had Arvidsson and Skinner, and then given the Perry money to Holloway, and still had like 500K in cap space.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
100%.
Part of me feels like they forgot that they still had Holloway and Broberg, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's right, those guys."
I think they kind of did what we all did, and that was like, offer sheets don't happen. Yep. Squeeze them and sign them in September for 900K, and you're going to get the best of both worlds. And ultimately, we saw that played out. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.